The signing of Dewsbury Hall has created some shockwaves amongst the fan base with questions on where will certain players play, who will be left out, who will lose his position, where will he play. There's been a lot of questions on this, and the biggest question is how is he going to play with Cole Palmer, the best player in the team? The first name on the team sheet is actually Cole Palmer, but the question is Dewsbury Hall is also coming into play in that 8-10 position. So how is this going to play out in Chelsea's squad? So Dewsbury Hall has been signed at Chelsea, but he's going to come in to find another creative power at Chelsea, and that is Cole Palmer. So last season, Cole Palmer contributed to 22 goals for Chelsea and had around 10 assists in the Premier League. Very remarkable for a debut full season for a player. So Dewsbury Hall is coming in to perform a similar role that Palmer performs at Chelsea. And this is also leaving out questions on players such as Enzo Fernandez and Noni Madueke and how their positions will be affected with the addition of Dewsbury Hall. Remember, you only have 10 positions in the outfield players so that you can fill. And Dewsbury Hall coming in as a Maresca signing will actually start with the first name on the team sheet. So Maresca bringing in Dewsbury Hall is similar to what Maurizio Sarri did by bringing in Jorginho at Chelsea, because Jorginho was actually understanding his philosophy of play. So Maresca wanted a player who will just get in and be ready. So the signing of Dewsbury Hall is a Maresca signing. It's a signing that the board has made for Enzo Maresca. And in our video today, we are going to look at how he will play with Palmer and which players are most likely to be affected. If you've liked this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Hit the subscribe button. So Palmer has been very instrumental for Chelsea, a player who understands the game, a player who has worked under Enzo Maresca. He understands what Maresca does. And Maresca wants two players who are very technically gifted to occupy his most dangerous zones on the pitch. So last season, Palmer used to start as a number 10. And when he played as a number 10, he would mainly drift towards the right half space region. And in that position, he'll be looking to effect the game, either by linking up with Jackson, Noni Madueke, or Malo Gusto. He's sometimes slipping up the ball in space for the runs of Noni Madueke or the overlapping runs of a player such as Malo Gusto. Another time we will see Palmer actually starting in that position and actually look to receive a quick pass either from Gusto or Noni Madueke and actually find himself in that right half space position, ready to score or ready to create a cutback for Nicholas Jackson or Conor Gallagher. Sometimes he would like to link up the play by either using Jackson as a target man and then Jackson flicking the ball back to him so that Palmer can actually find himself in positions where he could score. And that is why Jackson was also so important, because he enabled Palmer to get the best he could. Now, the issue was the left half space region, because that region, Chelsea had initially tried to use Kane, then he got injured, then they tried to use Enzo, but Enzo did not play well in that position. And this actually created tactical problems for Chelsea in that zone. And when Enzo got injured and Conor Gallagher came in, he was the one who was tasked later on in the season to occupy this position. Though I explained that Conor Gallagher did not play quite well in that position and was more used as an aggressive anti-10 with Cucurella looking to invert. So this is why Dewsbury Hall has, and this gives us the first casualty, and that is Noni Madueke. So Noni Madueke can be the first casualty upon the signing of Dewsbury Hall, because Noni Madueke plays as the right wing position. So if Maresca wants to have Palmer play this right wing position, then it means that the first player to lose is Noni Madueke. And how is this going to happen? Now, because Enzo Fernandez is such an important player because of the fee that Chelsea paid for him, it might mean that one player has to be sacrificed in the lineup. And that player might be Noni Madueke, who can be sacrificed to actually start as out, with Palmer starting down the right and Dewsbury starting as the tip of the midfield three. Now, this will be different to how Maresca likes to play, because now Sterling or Mudryk, most likely Sterling, who understands this situation, will play slightly high and wide. But the problem for Maresca is to put Palmer in this wide position, because you are denying Palmer the ability to effect the game. You are denying Palmer the ability to actually play where he's more comfortable, in that right half space position where he has multiple passing options. He can drop in field, he can push forward, he can link up with the forwards, and playing him down the wide areas is limiting him. Now, this might force Maresca to actually play with an overlapping fullback, in this case Rhys James, holding the width down the right, so that Palmer and Dewsbury can look to effect the game in both half spaces, giving Chelsea dynamism, creativity, potency in those spaces, also allowing players such as Fernandes and Moises Caicedo to occupy the two holding positions and look to dictate the game from deep, and having that 3-2. But the problem is Maresca does not want two midfielders in that position, but rather wants a fullback inverted so that the backline can be re-strategized. And in this position, if he chooses to push Fernandes high up, then there will be a problem, because now Palmer will have to start quite wider. And this is going to give Chelsea much tactical problems than they actually expected. And this pushes me to the second player who's more likely to lose and be signing, and that player is Nicholas Jackson. So how is Jackson most likely to lose? Now, last season we saw Mauricio Pochettino attempt to use Palmer in a special position twice against Middlesbrough and another game, but Palmer did not play this position well, and that position is the false 9. Now, trying to use Palmer in this position, we saw Palmer did not perform well playing in this position. He was not in the game. His creativity was not there. He was easily marked out of the game. And when you play him in this position, if he drops deep to play in that right half space position, then you have a problem, because now you will have him and Dewsbury occupy their position, but you now have many players in the defensive area, that is 6 players in defense, and this will take out a player in attack, that is the number 9, and now you'll only have 4 players in attack, which can be matched with the opposition back 4, making Chelsea's attacking system irrelevant and heavily reliant on individual brilliance. The next player who's more likely to lose his position is Enzo Fernandez, and this is bringing a huge problem, because the club paid a lot of money for him, and he's a player who you cannot afford to have him out of the team. Therefore, you need to find a situation whereby you're able to get Enzo Fernandez in those deeper regions, dictating play, dictating the tempo of play, analyzing the game, looking to make runs forward, and actually looking to have his best game in the team. So how will Enzo Fernandez lose his position to the signing of Dewsbury Hall? Now, if Enzo is decided to be taken out of the team in this position so that Jackson has to start, because Jackson is very important when it comes to the target man forward during the attack. Now, Chelsea can move into what Manchester City like to play, that is a 4-1-4-1 system with only one holding midfielder. And in that case, you can have the 4 defenders at the back, making the back 4, one solo holding midfielder in Moises Caicedo, 4 players behind the striker, that is the 2 twin 10s, the wide players, and the striker. Now, this 4-1-4-1 system is very dynamic, because now you'll have Noni Madueke and maybe Raheem Sterling giving the team width and dribbling ability down the wide area, Jackson occupying the 2 center backs, and you have Dewsbury Hall and Cole Palmer looking to try and create a disoriented structure in those 2 half space positions. This will be aided by Cucurella inverting in midfield to give Caicedo cover, and either is James stacking in the backline to give Chelsea that 3-5. Now, this system might be very balanced for Chelsea and actually be very good for Chelsea when they are facing a lower blocks or the other teams in the Premier League, giving them attacking potency and defensive solidity. Now, this situation is actually I think the most likely situation, but the question is, can the board bite the bullet and allow Enzo Fernandez out of the team? Because remember, Dewsbury Hall gives Maresca the attacking potent and control that he needs in that forward line. Now, the question is for also other players such as Noni Madueke and Christopher Nkunku, who are also quite instrumental. So Chelsea need to ensure that they fix their size of the squad this season, because the squad looks to be heavily bloated, and adding Dewsbury Hall in that position is actually giving Maresca a lot of problems. Now, because Maresca has been backed by being given one player that he chooses in a squad that is filled with a lot of talent, he has to ensure that Dewsbury Hall contributes to that Chelsea's starting 11, similar to what or close to what Palmer produced last season. This is actually going to give Maresca a lot of problems on how he's going to balance the team. How is he going to get the best out of the team and manage club politics? Because you have players such as Fernandes who are bought exorbitantly high prices who need to be starting, and the coach needs to get the best out of them. The question is, will Maresca strike a balance of getting the players the board invested heavily in and his new signing? The question again is, will Dewsbury Hall and Cole Palmer play at the same team? That is something that I'm most excited to see during preseason, and I will do an in-depth analysis on how Maresca might actually try to use them both. If you've liked this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.